Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of 1923 Main Street.
Home of everything to do with Disney travel in style. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Braddock.
And I'm Amelia Braddock. And today, Mickey and Minnie get some new island styles, plus what to wear to celebrate soulfully, and the Walt Disney World vacation packing outlook for this February 2024.
Yes, it's all about Disney travel style now, and this week we are looking at some pretty cool new things for Mickey and Minnie. Now, I have to say, I mean, aren't they always in style? They have more outfits than anyone I know of any characters.
They have more outfits than me, which is really saying something. Speaking to me and my soul.
Yes, and they get them given to them because essentially they are celebrity style.
How do I get to become Mickey and Minnie? I will be the testers for all of their outfits.
You have to pray that this show really takes off and you become the fashionista of, I don't know. You got a long way to go.
In the Walt Disney designer's imagination.
Yeah, that's right. Imagination. All right. What we're talking about this week is, of course, there is a new Disney Cruise Line port opening up at Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point on the island of Eleuthera. And Mickey and Minnie have found themselves a local Bahamian fashion designer. And I have to say, he's got a pretty interesting past as a designer. So his name is Theodore Elyett, and he will be designing new outfits for them. There has been a little sneak peek look, just sort of an artist designer sketch. What do you think of these so far?
I think they're really cute. They remind me of something that Duffy and Shelley would wear.
Actually, that's interesting. It does have a Duffy vibe to it.
When they used to market all of those clothes, it really reminds me of stuff like that. But I definitely think it's cute and endearing, especially for a more cruise line side of things.
Yeah, they do have, as you would expect, sort of a Bahamian flair to them. And apparently there's a festival there, which I've never been to, but it's called Junkanoo Fun in the Sun. So the designer, Theodore Elyett, took that as inspiration, and there's little conch shells on. Mickey's got shorts and sort of a short sleeve shirt. I'm not sure what that is on Mickey's head in this artist rendering. Some sort of hat, but it looks like a, I don't know.
Is it not one of those little like flat wicker Dapper Dan hats?
Yes, I guess that's what it is. I'm just not used to seeing. I'm not used to seeing flat hats like this. Of course, Minnie is sporting her trademark bow.
Yeah, Minnie looks very like Carnival Mardi Gras-esque.
Yeah,
I'm loving it for her.
And what I like about this is, Disney's all about the details, and certainly this designer gets that as well, because the details matter in here. I was reading into the release, and it says raffia is this natural material made from leaves of raffia palm trees from the island, and Bahamians use those to decorate their accessories and so on, and Eleuthera is known for its pineapples as well. So when you look closely at the design, you will see elements of both of these in Mickey and Minnie's new look. But it's not just Mickey and Minnie who are taking the stage here.
Yes, there are also new, yet-to-be-released looks designed by Theodore Elyett for Donald, Daisy, Goofy, Pluto, Chip, and Dale, which are all going to be debuting at Lookout Cay this summer.
Yeah, they didn't give a date for this, but if you're a Disney cruiser and you're going to be stopping at Lookout Cay, you're going to be seeing all of this live and in real time. So there you go, the latest styles.
And if you have kids who like to collect outfits or dolls with Mickey and Minnie wearing merch,
yes,
prepare to add another one to your collection.
I'm not sure if one could do a podcast entirely on Mickey and Minnie style, unless maybe you did it monthly or something.
I think if you're 5, you definitely could.
Yeah, but it's getting there, right?
I could have had that.
These two are the most fashionable of all Disney characters, pretty much right from the beginning when they were basic black and white.
Oh, yeah. It was a classic.
All right. Now, speaking of the next styling, if you are traveling in February to Walt Disney World or Disneyland, you can dress in style to celebrate soulfully. Do you like to dress for events at Disney parks and resorts?
Not just at Disney parks and resorts, in any way of life, there's always room to dress for an event. Doesn't mean dressing up, just dressing for an event.
Now, I love how they've, celebrating Black History Month, and they call it Celebrate Soulfully at both Walt Disney World and Disneyland. And there are a lot of ways, if you are one who likes to dress up for the parks in particular, if you like to be in theme with whatever is happening at the parks. Now, I'm sort of low-key on this generally, but there are others who really love to dress up in style. And if you're going to do it for Celebrate Soulfully, For me personally, I think I would look to Soul, Disney Soul as my theme, and go with sort of a musical vibe to my outfit to get into the spirit of Soulfully. What about you? What would you recommend?
I mean, soul was really like 1920s jazzy music, which kind of made me think of more Tiana and even her like, not that I would wear a ball gown, but if you have little kids who like princess dresses, that I think that would be really cute as well.
Yeah, a Tiana dress would be absolutely ideal for this festival and for this event. It would fit in perfectly. I think that would be a really great one to do.
Like all the 1920s looks in that film are so cute.
Yeah, I think I like the musical theme, but I could see the 20s. Well, it is musical too, because that was the jazz era. So that would also work quite well.
The songs in Tiana are so underrated. That's a different
true.
problem.
That is true. And then now, if you're someone like me who, I'm not like the Dapper Days kind of person, or like, I don't go all out because I always value comfort over actual style. So my style is more comfort. So if you're more leaning towards me, and I wanted to get in the spirit of Soulfully, Celebrate Soulfully, I might go with sort of a musical themed graphic tee. that's my extent usually of dressing up for any Disney event. So something that had like piano keys or anything jazzy or soul would really work, I think. Even cool concert t-shirts from artists that are jazz or soul, I think could also work. That would be my extent of dressing up for an event, Disney. Even things like we got rained out of Jollywood Nights, but
that's another example.
You guys were glamming up. That's a whole other episode on Disney style.
I was trying. Disney crushed my style dreams.
Yes, they did. Well, Disney didn't. The new weather did, which we're going to get into momentarily because we're adding a new feature on the show. Disney style and what to wear and what to pack and so on has always been super popular with our episodes and our audience. So we're really focusing on more of style on the show now and mixing the news with the style to really give you tips and tricks and advice and things to consider when you're traveling. So the last episode of every month, like this one is, leading into February, we'll talk about what to wear, what to pack, and things to consider for if your vacation is in that upcoming month. So we are on the cusp of February, or it is now early February, depending on when you're listening to this episode. There's a few things to consider.
The weather is a little bit more rainy than usual, I would say. So if you are more familiar with Florida in the summer, you might want to bring those ponchos in February too.
Yeah, things have been changing. And here's our first advice always for any Disney vacation and style and what to pack and what to wear. Always check the weather. And personally, I go with a local weather station. I have an app for them to get not sort of weather.com weather, but local weather.
Yeah, it's also really hard. I don't know if anybody else does this, but like we personally will check consistently for the however many, like 2 weeks or 10 days or however.
Yeah, we're probably obsessive.
Tracking the weather, and it changes constantly. So just make sure you're checking decently close to your trip. You're not checking a week before and going, okay, well, guess that's the weather. It won't be the weather.
Yeah, I mean, we all know global weather's changing dramatically now, but Florida has always been more susceptible to wide swings in weather because of the way it is positioned and
with the Gulf and everything.
And the trade winds from the Gulf and the Atlantic side and everything that flows across the state. Weather moves in and out quickly. But one thing we notice, as we look ahead to February, a 30-day forecast, there's far more rain generally possible in the winter, and it happened to us, as we just mentioned, in December, than has ever been the case for us before. For me personally, been traveling there since it opened 3 times a year. And listen, we expect rain in summer. We expect a possible drizzle or so in spring and fall. But winter has been, sure, it rains, but not as predominantly as it is now. So February is definitely a swing season. So you're expecting to see, it's crazy, everything from daytime highs from the upper 50s to the upper 70s and nighttime lows from the upper 30s to the upper 60s. So how do you pack for that?
I mean, you can't really. You just have to kind of bring one of everything. Personally, I would say you want to plan a couple cute outfits and then plan some backups in case it rains on you.
Yeah, I mean, you're likely going to be able to get away with t-shirts and shorts in the day. If you're like me, I don't care that much. I would rather be comfortable in t-shirts and shorts, even if it's a bit cool. I'll bring a light jacket, like a windbreaker type jacket, not a coat. And not even for me, a hoodie or sweatshirt yet. That's only in December generally.
Yeah,
maybe
I
January.
mean, definitely it's not as humid right now, so you might be able to get away with a poncho. If that's something you worry about in the summer, it tends to be more sticky, but right now you might be able to get away with it.
Yeah.
In the intense rain that looks like we're going to be getting.
It's definitely a swing month for sure. March, we'll talk about that, later in a few episodes. Gets a little bit more stable generally. We've noticed some slight changes there, but not as much as we've seen in the winter. So,
I mean, February used to be a lot more stable, but now it's kind of...
yeah, it's tricky. So
kind of all over the place.
Definitely keep your eye on. Really, we found things can change a lot up to 2 days, even the day before, as Amelia mentioned. Like, it's crazy. We'll look and you'll see, it's going to rain all week. Next day, no rain at all. Next day, it's going to rain on one day. So that sort of stuff. The only time it gets accurate is not even accurate. I don't think it ever gets accurate.
I don't think Florida weather has ever had an accurate call in.
The best bet you're going to get is start planning generally. And then the day or two before, you just sort of pack for that next couple of days. And it's looking like February. Generally, I'm going to say bring a light jacket. If you don't want to brave it in shorts in the cool weather, then bring whatever you like, jeans, sort of casual pants, track pants, whatever you want to wear at night.
I mean, I would say it's pretty safe to say it's going to rain if you're going for a week, 1 or 2 of your days. So be aware of that. The longer you're going for, the more of a grip you have on what kind of weather you'll see, because it can't move totally away from your trip. It just might move days a little bit. So.
And it's not even in February right now looking like it's sort of, it's going to be cool at the beginning and then warm and then cooling up. It's so randomly. It's going from 60 to almost 80 down to like 30 at night within days of it. Like, you can have those kind of swings within a week. So February is a good time to go for crowds. Yeah,
February is a great time to go if you're looking to impulse buy in the parks based on temperature.
Yes. And our friendly folks at the Disney shops will happily pull out the racks of appropriate gear to wear, depending on the weather
constantly.
outside. Yeah, so don't worry. If you want to rely on buying a hoodie there, they're going to have you covered. So you can have even more Disney wardrobe collection items added during your stay. All right, that is the travel style news for this week. Thank you, as always, for following along on social media at 1923 Main Street. We'll see you again next week, and have a magical day.
Bye-bye.